The British Council is non-political and it engages in cultural relations and education in 110 countries around the world with the aim of enhancing trust and understanding between the UK and other nations. It works in 110 countries and reached over 86 million people last year. Its seminar at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office was aimed at examining new ways in which the UK can communicate with other nations and people.
Really what we were trying to explore was how we are going to communicate with new populations, new people across the world in the future. And there are two things which are really important there. First of all, there's the questions of trust and the issues of trust between the UK and other countries. And the other one is the new forms of communication, the Facebook and all those new community groups that so many young people now use. We tend still to think about them as something which only Western societies use. They're not. They're used right across the world. So really what we were saying is that to build trust between the UK and other countries, we've got to start having conversations with people. We've got to move from a messaging of telling people about our particular views to ones which actually allow us to explore those views together. And we've got to do it using all the new technologies to break down this distrust that there is, but also to reach new people who perhaps have never had the opportunity to be part of that discussion.
Also present was the Foreign Office Minister Jim Murphy. He discussed the changing nature of British diplomacy and emphasised the need for governments to embrace the use of new technology to encourage dialogue between countries and people.
As we look ahead to the challenges of the next decade, the opportunity of technology, the revolution in people's lives, in the opportunities for relations and communications between governments and between people, I think it's important that we together discuss what more can be done to modernise just the way in which we communicate and, importantly, the way in which we listen to citizens all over the world. And that's the purpose for me of being here today.
The key speaker at the event was the Nobel Prize winner and the Professor of Economics and Philosophy at Harvard University, Professor Amartya Sen. He said the problems of communication are often imagined to be more difficult than they really are.
Well, we were discussing the problem of communication across cultures, and I think the problems are vastly exaggerated because people are not divided only by one identity, religion, or whatever it is. Within culture itself, there are many other identities, language, the culture of politics, and so forth. And that divides us in many different ways. They're not like different continents separated by ocean. But also we have identities other than cultures. So I think while communication across cultures is extremely important, it's not as hard a task as people make it out to be. So I was really arguing, in fact quoting almost Roosevelt, that one of the things we have to fear most is fear itself.
The British Council says that as nations become more independent, listening to other points of view is critical. That is why it believes its work, with its focus on mutual understanding and mutual benefit, has never been more relevant.